Hi, and welcome to Math Anxiety Coach. I am Samantha Fay, and we have conversations on strategies to help alleviate math anxiety. Today, I want to talk about a study method you may have not thought applied to studying math. Flashcards. Flashcards for math? Absolutely. Math is a language. You need to understand what the words mean if you're going to understand math. For some subjects, like quantitative reasoning, quantitative literacy, statistics, even calculus, there are words that will indicate different formulas or situations. Knowing these keywords will tell you your process or formula you need to complete. The key words are generally in bold in the textbook. Make flashcards of those words and what they indicate. Even algebra has plenty of keywords. Words such as solve, evaluate, verify, simplify, or factor tend to be directions that tell you what you need to do. Make flashcards of those words and other directions to become familiar with them. Flashcards can help you remember various rules or concepts, such as a negative number times a negative number equals a positive number, or that there are 5 ways to solve a quadratic equation. Flashcards can also be used to help you work through processes. If you have a math problem that takes several steps to complete, try this. On the first card, write, "What is the next step to complete this problem?" Then write the problem as it is given. On the back, write only the first step to solving the problem. On the next card, write the same question again. What is the next step to solving this problem? Then write the first step on the front of the card. On the back, write the second step. Continue this process. What is the next step to complete this problem? Then write whatever step you are on the front, and the next step on the back. So a 5-step process will have 5 different cards. Do this for 2 to 3 or maybe even 4 different problems of that same type. This makes it less likely that you will just memorize the problem. Now, like regular flashcards, mix them up so that they're no longer in the correct process order. This will force you to really look at each line and identify the next step that is needed, instead of blindly following a process. Sometimes teachers are sneaky and do the first 2 steps for you. If you blindly follow the process, you will not always recognize this. If you practice identifying the next step, then the teacher can't trick you. You can also use these cards to practice putting the steps in the correct order. Next, let's take a moment and talk about retrieval practice. Retrieval practice is the concept of practicing pulling information out of your head. Whenever a student comes to me saying, "I studied, but I drew a blank on the quiz or the test," I always ask, "How did you study?" Pretty often, the reply is that they reread the notes. Don't get me wrong, rereading the notes is a good first step. But let's think of this in terms of putting information into the brain versus taking the information out of the brain. When you're first learning a concept, you need to first put the information into your brain. It may take a couple of times for that information to correctly lodge into those brain cells. So rereading your book or your notes is a good thing to do. But when it comes to a quiz or a test, are they asking you to put more information into your brain? No. A quiz or a test will require you to pull the information back out of your brain. So at some point in your studying, you need to practice pulling information out of your brain. So what does this mean when it comes to using your nifty new flashcards? Here are 2 different ways of studying with flashcards. Which method do you think helps you pull information out of your brain? Student 1. Verify. Yeah, I know that. Yep, I knew that. Student 2. Verify. Verify means to put the solution back into the equation to see if one side of the equal sign truly equals the other side of the equal sign. Yay! Which student was definitely practicing pulling information out of their brain? Yeah, the second one. Anytime you can say the words out loud or write the words down has more learning power. In fact, an even stronger method would be to take 4 or 5 cards, write the answers down for all of them, and then check your answers. This could even help you practice taking quizzes. I often hear of students who complete all the homework with an example problem to refer to often. Again, this is a good place to start. It's another example of putting more information into your brain. But at some point, though, to really practice pulling information out of your own brain, you need to complete the problem without the example in front of you. I hope this conversation has encouraged you to start thinking of other ways to study for math, including flashcards, and the importance of retrieval practice, the practice of pulling information out of your brain. I hope that the information in this conversation has been useful to you, and I look forward to our next conversation.